meant to be spontaneous. It's meant to be spontaneous, intuitive, imaginative, creative, and depending on what we're talking about or doing, courageous. That is the I Am Soul.
All in the name of play.
That's right. I had that conversation yesterday. Turn this down. You meet a lot of very incredible people here, and there's a man who's real good friends with my buddy over here. I met him the first time I came. I've been here 10 times, and he looks like my stepfather, which is weird. He was in the CIA for 25 years, very high-level guy, and I thought there's something to this. And so I've met him each time I've come. We'll have a chat, very lit. I can't get him to come on the show. I'd say he's probably in the neighborhood of like Franco, and so yeah, I was driving here. That's part of what happened too. He popped in the car twice. What are you doing here? You know, am I imagining this again? And then of course the synchronicities hit. It's never linear, right? And yeah, we were talking pretty deep about some of the stuff that he has experienced or been privy to, which is, I think, several hundred full recall of incarnations.
Wow.
Other galactic, the galactic part of it and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, we were just like, but then again, this is just a play, right? Because he was talking about the interference that we had in the realm and this and that, things that people talk about. But yeah, but you're right. We're just playing. So that's what we're doing right now. We got 24 people in the house.
Hello.
Look at that. Zara
Hello.
is saying,
Hello, Zahara.
yeah, Zahara.
Yeah. Oh my God, Lisa, you physically with Todd now. Yes.
Isn't that
I mean,
crazy? Isn't that crazy though?
Isn't it crazy? I just turned up.
But there's something to the physical coming together, like even if it's a momentary episode. This is the eternal moment. But also gatherings like Soulogy Fest and just different things. I mean, there's something about we're powering up. That's what it feels like to me.
It's important. It's really important that we meet up, and we don't know when we're going to do it, but we just do.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so, hey, I just need to say something. Paul, can you please contact me? Paul Seraphin, can you please contact me? I don't know how to get in touch with you now. So here's what happened. You know how it is at Soulogy. We're never professional. There's no spit and polish. We don't usually have the lights right. There's always that amateurish, perfect imperfection frequency that is such a part of our journeys together. But so here's what happened. Lisa hit me up yesterday, the day before, and said, I want to come by and meet you. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. And, 2:00, come on by. I've got a friend with me. And I haven't talked to Lisa since we did a show together, which I loved doing that show. It was an amazing show. And I'm sure I probably said, you want to do another one?
You did.
I never got back with you.
No.
That's what I do.
It's very good.
But so she came in and we had a soul recognition moment. And that's deep. And then she brought her friend in, Linley, from Taos, New Mexico. And she's a beautiful, you can see, I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, she looks to me like Taos, She looks like, yeah, a lot like the mother spirit that's been with me these last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really. I mean.
So when I met her, I would say to you, this is Anna Codes. If you could understand Yeshua's grandma, Anna Codes, also known as Grandmother Crow.
Grandmother Crow. We met. We already met.
We did.
Yes, we met here at the Sedona Community Center. I came into town. We had a soul gathering. We had a stage, and we had about 40 or 50 people there. Just to spur of the moment, 3 days. And I remember meeting you. And I remember because that was the name. Did you use that name? Did you?
No.
Or maybe it's just coming in at the other level.
There may be another. I'm sure there are many.
I don't know. You look very, very... When she said that, I could swear. And it may not have been that, because I covered a bunch of conferences, and one of them was at the same place, and they had a bunch of... It started on a Friday, and they had a bunch of in full attire. They had a bunch of the women and children were dancing, and they were chanting, the natives. I know I've seen you here. Have you come here a lot?
Not in many years.
Oh.
I used to come.
I think the first time I came would have been 2018.
No, I haven't.
So I haven't met you in the physical. I could have sworn I had. Okay. Well,
see, that's those soul codes, right?
I know.
You just know.
That's what I mean.
That you know.
Yeah. Like when I saw you and we hugged, I felt the soul recognition. And then when I looked at her, it started coming in. I'm like, oh, I know. And then, same thing. And when I held her hand, I was like, but when you said that snapped, so that's somewhere between a Mandela effect and a super deja vu. But yeah, so she came in and I said to Lisa, do you want to do a show? Because the only time we did a show was an incredible show. It was just great. I remember the energy of it. And she's like, well, that's not why I came by. And I'm like, well, let's do something spontaneous. And then she said, I got my friend with me, and like a lot of these women, we had an impromptu show today, and 3 women came on. One that's been part of this community and been visible with us for quite a while, but 2 that were mothers of 3. One had been in a van, homeless with her kids for 3 years. One had 3 at her new house. She was walking around with the baby and doing the cooking and cleaning. But what they had to say, in the nutshell, was really exemplifying what's happening, which is the resurgence and the reestablishment of the mother energy.
Yeah.
And that's what I pick up from her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she didn't want to come on like most of these ladies, and now she's here. So thank you very much. So you said that she is the reason you're here in Sedona.
Yes.
All the way from England.
She's the reason I'm in America.
Okay.
Linley called me. So, do you want to say about your circle? She's just created the most amazing portal. Her land is like paradise. Wow. and it speaks to you because she's tended it for so many years. It's tangible. Yeah. So she's just created I want to call it a circle that holds now purification codes, like the highest Sophia codes that you can anchor into the earth, and it's in Taos. It's in New Mexico, and it got completed the day before the ceremony happened with some beautiful sarsen stones.
Yes, I need to roll the clock back a little bit. It's like I met Lisa in 2019, and at that time there was no temple, no consecrated place on our land. But the land itself had been consecrated because I love the land. The land is an extraordinary place in the world, and I have treated it with regard ever since I came into possession of it. But we hadn't specifically identified any kind of consecrated space. But when I met Lisa in Avalon, she helped me get through a knot that had been in my consciousness for 70 years. Wow. Maybe not 70, maybe 60 years, and I'm the kind of person that has sought out every kind of healer and every kind of modality, and been diligent about sort of cleaning myself up, and had not been able to get through that particular difficulty. But she said about herself, she said that she was a cleaner. And very humbly, she said she's a cleaner. And so in discussing with her what in the world that meant and what did she clean, she spoke about how not only can she help individuals clear and clean out knots in their own consciousness, but she also can work and does work directly and primarily with the land to clear and clean old codes and vestiges from the old paradigms that still have us strangled from time to time, and our old realities and perceptions of separation and the ways we still trip each other up. She could come through areas and clear that and then reset the codes of the new earth. So I said, would you please come to Taos and do that in Taos for our valley? And she said she would love to, she would love to. So we tried, and then COVID hit. And she tried, she went all the way to the airport and they wouldn't let her get on the plane. And so it's taken us several years, but finally this year she came. And so in knowing she was coming, we built this temple. Oh my goodness, you can't imagine what a precious place it is. we built a very special temple on the land, and we consecrated it in many different ways and finished it. She just came when we were finishing it. She was arriving on the land.
You can't make this stuff
stones.
up.
and so that's what we did. And then she came, and she can tell you what she did and how she did it.
Wow, that's a wonderful, wonderful validation. Synchronistic and serendipitous validation, right? Even this is.
All of it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't have said at the beginning of the year that I'm going to go to Sedona or to New Mexico, or, you know, things change, don't they? You know, but Linley's land is very special because it used to be part of the Pueblo land. And so I'm going to tell you about the journey getting there, because I came from Albuquerque to Santa Fe, and from Santa Fe, when I got to just outside Santa Fe,
you were in the canyon it was the canyon between Santa Fe and Taos, in the middle of the canyon.
There's an inner earth portal, and of course, if you're attuned to such things, all of a sudden it's in your consciousness, and they were massive. They were like. And then I was holding all these wonderful energies, and they were talking to me. So the journey of Linley's beautiful story and land is because of that inner earth portal that called us. I've met the most amazing beings on this journey from everywhere, inner earth, intergalactic, and they've been tangible in the skies. They've got this beautiful face in the sky. So on my page, this information is already, we've already done the work. But people came and gathered in this sacred circle to clear the land of old information,
right,
of old distortion programs, of old hypnotic programming that were keeping the land subdued. And so it wasn't just me, because it's not there's never a singularity.
That's right.
We all call each other together and gather and bring whatever is necessary. But from the moment that Linley had me say, yes, I'm coming, her land took a new shape.
Yeah.
Because the mother arrived, like in her full glory.
Yeah.
And Linley has this amazing piece of land that has a river, like a beautiful serpent running all the way through it. It's just beyond imaginable.
Wow.
That's, you walk on it and you can feel its paradise.
I mean, that's like, New Mexico's beautiful, but it's also desert. You know?
Absolutely.
So to have that is really powerful.
There's no feeling of desert in this place. It's the most lush, sumptuous, green, sweet, living place you can imagine.
I hope you do.
I'm going to go on the way back. I'm coming.
Please do.
Yeah, I want to see this, if it can be seen. I mean, I want to see the temple.
Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome.
Is it a building, or is it more like a Stonehenge type circle, that's open?
It's a Stonehenge type circle that's open, but the key feature was a stroke of genius by a friend of mine. We found a very, very beautiful mother statue. She's about 7-8 feet tall, beautiful.
Wow.
And my friend who was working with me placed her in the center of what we call a giving tree. This is a willow that grows along the Rio Lucero in Taos. And this tree has branches like that, just does that in all directions. And we placed her right in the center of this enormous giving tree.
Really?
And so it's quite striking. It's unusual.
So this circle is not like a small circle. This is a pretty good size, I would think.
It's relatively, it's not little.
No.
It's not a little circle, but it's not a massive circle.
No, but it's got to be like 20 feet across or something.
Easily, a little more.
Yeah. I mean, this is, wow.
Mm-hmm. And at each pause, so the circle is made with a 9-pointed star on.
Yes.
Go on, you can say.
Yes, it was designed by a lovely human being who researched ancient temple geometry, and she researched how the temples in Giza and Solomon were built according to the megalithic yard, and she used that measurement to design a 9-pointed star on the ground.
Wow.
And then we placed a standing stone at each point, a male standing stone, and then females 2 females for every male all around the circle. And we have Saint Michael, Archangel Michael is in the center, and he's got his staff in the ground. He's kind of at the foot of the mother, facing the mother. And then the other 3 archangels hold the energy of the circle.
Wow, that's powerful. Even visualizing that's powerful.
You walk into a lion's gate across the river, and each river, so many bridges. So you're constantly in touch with the water, the air, the land, the trees. You're held. It's so tangible. I've never been in a circle like it. It's immense. Beautiful, very beautiful. Yes, come visit.
Yeah, I'm coming. I've got to head back that way anyway. You know? And Santa Fe's always nice too, but Taos is powerful. That area is powerful. Now that's in the northeastern corner, right, of New Mexico.
Yes, sort of north central. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like in relation to Santa Fe, I'm calling
yes,
it. Yeah.
It's northeast of Santa Fe. Yes,
that's right. Mm-hmm. So a few years ago, it would have been about 7 years ago. I got, and I have to say this. I do this on the show all the time. Things pop in for a reason, so I share them. That's what we're supposed to do. So 7 years ago, I'm in the original studio. And like a lot of us, getting downloads every day and really getting entrenched into what would eventually unfold. And I got this huge download. It was so big that I almost packed everything I had and hit the road, instead of waiting another year or two. And it took place in that area. I was drawn to a map, and the map is the corner of New Mexico that going into Arizona. Right across the border, is it Arizona?
Well, that's the northwest corner. The northeast corner goes into Texas.
Okay, it's Texas. Okay, all right. I just remember it being the northwest quadrant of New Mexico. So I'm looking at the Indian reservations.
Yes, you are.
Because there was a bunch of my 3 guides were Native American from previous, what I think was a previous life, at least cosmically. So it was 2. There was 2. I believe one was a Navajo, may have been Hopi.
Yes.
Or maybe it was Hopi, and in fact it was Hopi. One of them. There was 2, so I've always kept my eye on that area. Like one day, that's going to make sense. But I was pulled to it, and it was like the pull was like I was taken to an ancient ceremony there, a gathering there, for future time, like for us to remember from, or to ground, or we projected it at that time or something. I don't know. So I would imagine, it's gonna. I'm looking forward to taking a look at it.
It's an immense place with. I cried. I cried a river. I could feel how suppressed the world had made it, and. It really broke open my heart to make new reasoning come through, I guess, with the codes that we were anchoring. I met a beautiful man who took me into the Pueblo. I met his family, and I could feel the new wanting to arrive there. And the work that's been done is going to be through his family. And I love knowing that. I was introduced to the ancient ashes from those fireplaces. It's just beyond anything. I've even been into, after this, the same day.
How long?
I've been days. I can't tell you how much we crammed in. And then also on the land, I've met a gateway keeper who is holding the gateway of that beautiful, what is that hill called, that mountain? There's a name they gave me, and there's a beautiful blue sacred river. I could feel the tangibility of ships and beings that are arriving through this portal of light, and this gateway is now open, and we felt tangibly that the new beings, us new beings, all of us, we've risen and we're moving in, and the gateway, the portal, is being cleared. The energy of that part of the land is being cleared.
Wow.
It was beyond anything. There was so much more.
There's something too in that transmission. I remember too, Night, because you mentioned Blue River, and it was blue. I'm wearing blue today.
Blue.
Blue. But it was blue Hopi, blue Kachina.
Yeah.
In fact, my grandmother came in and told me this stuff on 2 occasions, and it was tied to Sirius.
Yeah.
So it was like showing me like a kind of like a soul family lineage or something.
Today, 7/7 portal,
There
Sirius.
You go. Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
So all
I
these
knew
little,
something was going to happen today.
all these little cookie crumbs,
Yeah.
you know, like Hansel and Gretel were following
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
So you know, I have this thing about inner earth,
Mm-hmm.
and I've talked about it, you know, a number of times on the show, and it has been consistently, in my opinion, been getting closer and closer and closer. We have so much of our thoughts and focus and concepts are out here in the woo-woo, you know, and rightfully so. I mean, this is how we wake up. But as time has gone on, the elementals, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, you know, Sasquatch, the elders, nature beings, and the inner earth have just been getting louder and louder and louder. And I had a similar experience coming over, but I didn't go deep into it because I was getting tired. I was opening up, and I didn't want to, you know, crash. But I could see something coming up. I could feel something coming up, and it was external, but it was within myself too.
Absolutely.
And it felt like, literally, like I went to the center point of the earth and kind of like dropped in and go, okay, let's go. It was like that. And it was very much a crowded room. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So what did you pick up with the inner earth, and what have you
So for the first time, I've had many inner earth experiences and portal openings, and I've been, for the past 2 years, going along the ley lines and bringing golden, diamond, emperor and empress dragons in to expand the ley lines. And it's been a really big experience for 2 years. I've met so many people as well coming into, I mean, as everyone's kind of staying at home with the pandemic, I was told to go out and make circle. And so, for 2 years I did that. And now I'm doing something else now. So there's inner earth portals and that alignment with the dragon networks. Now they can open is what I get.
Wow.
And so I was astounded that it was already open here. It kind of, for the first time, it was tangible. Like, oh my God, it's in my hands.
This time
in through Santa Fe. And a female energy came out. Can't quite remember what happened now. It's beyond anything. So you took a detour. And you took me around the little villages. And I'm saying I'm feeling these energies. And I was given codes to just go and put into the energies. Do you remember the detour? And so we went off the highway, went around, and you were saying this is a dense area and this is here. And so we were just going around dropping codes. But little did I know that was the beginning of the whole journey, really. And on the way back, after the 2 ceremonies that I did on the land, on the way back, I didn't know. They came again. But what happened was I'd birthed a dragon egg in the inner earth portal up in Hondo. In Hondo.
Bless you.
And so I birthed this egg there. It was kind of cracking open. I say I. There's no such thing as I. And I'd left it in this beautiful water, and I could see it was cracking, but there was gold light coming out.
Wow.
And then, you know how you do work, and then you leave it alone, because my brain just leaves it alone. So more days have gone. We're now on our way here, and we're coming back through that gateway. It really is a massive gateway.
Right.
You have to travel it. It's like immense. And there's water on the right. I've taken a picture of a water that Linley can't even recognise. Seriously, I don't know.
It's the Rio Grande that runs through Taos Canyon.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what happened is I saw this replicated egg in my hand, and these inner earth beings, like a force of nature, came and just took this energy, kind of opened up, and made this massive golden grid. It was tangible.
Wow.
It was like, so that was the way back. Didn't know that was going to happen either. So
that's awesome.
There it is. It's awesome. I'm in awe of what we do.
Yeah, and you know, so many people have been talking about the New Earth grid. It's actually a grid.
Yeah.
And now how we're basically laying the grid, or even
we're anchoring codes on it in expansion. So that I think that wherever we're meant to be in the world, we are already a Sophia code, and we're merging our Christos self, you know, this Christed consciousness that we are.
That's right.
And we're bringing all of these beautiful mother codes that are so ancient but so brand new into our new world. And as we start to anchor them, the grids are already open, the light is already available, the new frequencies and technologies that are arriving, we are dropping our codes everywhere, and then they come in.
That's right.
Because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
That's right.
That's how I get it.
Yeah, we're creating now.
We are. We're creative beings.
It's founded, and now we're creating.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Absolutely.
Who do you want to be with? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You know, I had that realization in a very simple and beautiful way, which is I had been monitoring my own tendency, which I know most of the world shares, to get caught up in thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just, whatever your thoughts are, whatever the game you're playing in life,
exactly,
you start to run away with that. And I kept hearing so clearly, you want to anchor yourself in the creation energy, not because the thoughts are yesterday. They're my own teacher used to say they're bones from the graveyard. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts. Absolutely. So that just to remember, when you're in your creation energy, you're absolutely right now. You're not really being subjugated to those old sort of repetitive mechanical patterns anymore.
That's right.
And that's the shift that I feel is being asked.
I think that's a great description,
mm-hmm.
Because if you just think about it, first of all, we can only focus, we're multidimensional, I get that, but when it comes to creating, which is what thoughts are, in this, at least in this realm,
mm-hmm.
you know, like where it starts, we can only, it's singular.
Yeah.
So we can either do what we did before, or try something new.
That's right.
You could look at it that way, or you could even look at it in terms of one is the past, like you said, and one is the present.
Yeah.
You know, which to your explanation about the grid is also the future, because energetically you're doing it instantly, and then it's going to come out.
We're manifesting, aren't we now?
Yeah.
We're in the manifestation
mm-hmm.
stage of bringing this new alignment, which is our new technological mindsets. We're marrying something that's brand new that we don't know what it is, so we have to be the creator of it.
That's right.
I was saying to Linley this morning, we had a conversation at the breakfast table, and I said we are the youngest beings on the planet, and we were talking about relationship, and we were talking about how in relationship with everything, in order to know love fully, it has to be destroyed. So this is where we are now. This old world is now at its next phase of us evolving. We are more than, so what we're doing is remembering the whole and not just a sum of our parts. We have to be all of it in order to create what comes next.
That's right.
I have to interrupt you, because for me anyway, that relationship between things having to be destroyed in order to know what love is, that is not an obvious comparison. Like that connection is not obvious. So I think it bears more explanation.
Okay, I'll try. You know, when you see a child, they're at play, they're just so conscious, and then you build something, and then you go, bam,
mm-hmm.
It's complete play. There's
mm-hmm.
no malice, there's no
True.
Nothing, they're completely in it. Yeah, build another one.
It's kind of like, when did you wake up this morning, right? So Morgan says, I go to bed, you do it, you go to bed, you wake up, and it's all brand new.
Yeah.
It's a new canvas.
Yeah.
I think, so I get what you're saying. I think that, and then what you were talking about, the focus, it's like to further go into it. What's happening is, we're like that what we're creating from is the Akashic we came in with,
mm-hmm.
and the living library.
Mm-hmm.
We see it as a whole, not as individual.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to create. And the thing that we're destroying is one way to say it would be our attachment to the stories that your master told you are dead bones,
nice.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
nice.
So yeah, it's really to me, because I'm really simple.
Yeah.
I try to simplify things. That's how my brain works. It's this presence, and of course in this atmosphere of so much non-linear coming into our lives now, the word presence isn't what it meant 30 days ago. It's a whole different thing. Presence is when the Mother Goddess makes you want to throw up or you lay on the ground. This is not your imagination. It's okay. I'm with you. I get it. I love to ask people when they come on the show. So I'm going to ask you, because I'm really curious. When did you wake up, or have you always been this weird?
Love it.
I have no answer. I have no answer to that question. To me, it feels like it's been incremental and little by little and over many years. Like it, I don't think of a singular moment. I do know there was a singular moment. I spent some time with Papaji, who I think many people on your show know of.
Yes.
And he used to talk about turning your face around, like when you're reflecting on what you are. The whole confusion is what you are. That's the confusion. And so if you think you're a something with limitation or description, or you're caught, you're not in your creation. You're not in your living creator eternal self. So when he would talk about turning your face around, there was a moment, there was one day when I thought, what does that mean, turn your face around? And so I literally did it. I mean, I imagined myself turning my face around and looking back in to the one that was looking.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
That was a moment.
That's,
we've met those. Yeah, very nice. Thank you.
That's a great literal and metaphoric explanation.
Yeah.
That's a code right there.
It is. Absolutely.
And that's what's so cool now too. And I think this kind of lends to some of what you're talking about. This whole turning around, because what I've noticed with what I do, the evolution of all of us, being able to see individual people transforming as people watch me, I'm sure over the years, and the attachment to those aspects that kind of woke us up is fading and fading. Like I feel like here I'm talking to Lisa and Linley, although I know you're both have massive multidimensionality and have had massive experiences with what we might call divine essences, angelic, galactic, elemental. But you're here present as you're human. And I feel like the human is on point now.
Yes.
I've been telling my wife for the last few days because I miss her
I bet.
very much. Yeah.
Hello.
And that we have put our human aspect through so much.
Yeah.
So we're already champions of this universe. And now I think it's time we put our human aspect first, as it assumes the responsibility of being on point for all of our multidimensionality in this conscious moment. That's where I'm at with it. So these kind of experiences to me are incredible. They cannot be underestimated.
That's very sweet somehow. That just strikes me as very, very tender, what you just said.
Well, I've been hanging around with the mother for 2 weeks. She's tenderizing me. I'm just afraid
She's walking through your door.
Exactly. This is exactly right.
Absolutely.
I get it. She's sitting right where I slept for the first 5 nights at her direction. So that's where I know her from. Okay, I just figured it out right now. I just figured it out. I remember right before COVID, or right when COVID hit, my wife and I kind of got stuck in that. We were down in South Florida for a conference we spoke at, and then it hit. And another mother, offered us her house to stay in until that worked out. But I remember we connect every night when we're together, and we have experiences. And one night, this would have been early 2020, these reptilians came in, and it was, I mean, we could see their eyes. It was like, it was a very powerful experience. It was one where they had came to us and said, hey, this was our role. We suffered too. Love is one. We can't stay in this environment. So, you know, it was very much a very reverent, honorable exchange, you know, because in the end we're all one. So I told her the next day, I was like, you know what? They're going to start appearing. Now, we've had translucent beings come in and we've seen some things, but I said, they're going to take on a physical form. I can feel it. And she said to me, no, it's us now. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm getting right now. Mm-hmm. Like, it's us. You know, even when you talk about the circle and you talk about Archangel Michael and Mother Goddess, you know, it's still us, right?
Yeah. And we're changing shape. Yeah. And so we have to come right into our space in order to understand what it is that we're doing. Yeah. We're evolving. I can't say that enough, that word. We're now at the precipice of great change in our physicality. And I know that we're also holding the future timelines that we are. You know, all I know is I'm going to get it right this time. That's it for me. I'm getting it right this time. Whatever I do, I'm making sure I do it right. Right. Knowing the feeling of not doing it right before. Whatever story that is, but that is a real balance within my psyche, to know that wherever I go, whatever I do, whatever it is, it's right.
That's right.
But see, and that's again a refrain back to that, the relationship between destruction and love. It's like you have to do it wrong, and you do it wrong, and you destroy things, and you mess it up, and you mess it badly up, and that's how you know how to get it right.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Yeah.
See, I have this theory that that's what Earth is all about.
Yeah.
Like, we have these playgrounds we create, and the story is what creates the energy of the playground.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. And so and a lot of people have received transmissions, and I'll just put it in a nutshell what they told me, which is, when we get through this series of incarnations, when we get past this promenade, this coronation that we're in now, and we rest for 2,000 years of peace or whatever we do, we will be able to go anywhere in the multiverses because of our universal code, because there's so many seeds of the universe here. Now, my theory is...
Do you know, that's so right? I just had that is so right.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, so my theory is this. In the story, in the parts that we played, as we were learning what not to do, we were all over the universe having these journeys, and in the story, we were the misfits. We were thrown into a place where we'll leave you here till we can figure something out to do with this bunch, and then there was a whole bunch of us here, and so we turn we turn what is in the story a prison planet, or whatever you want to call it, somewhere where our power was taken away, and we have transmuted from the holy fires of hell. Yeah. And I say that with the greatest respect.
Yeah. We got it.
You can only go as high as you've gone low. And so that's exactly what she was talking about. For me, that's...
Yeah.
And I keep seeing all these golden octahedrons.
Awesome.
Right?
Awesome. They're the codes.
Right? I keep seeing them. Like,
good. I'm glad. Thank you.
It's like raining them.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're walking them.
Yeah.
We're putting them into the atmosphere, the water.
Yes.
Cathedral Rock this morning.
Yeah.
Cathedral Rock.
Yeah.
Got a beautiful face from Thunder Mountain. He definitely wanted to show himself.
Is this Thunder Mountain right here?
This is Thunder Mountain up there, that one.
Oh yeah. So, how long are y'all gonna be here?
We're going again tomorrow. We've been called to Goddess Spider Woman in Chinle in Canyon de Chelly. Yeah.
I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not a good light worker when it comes to, like, don't ask me what Pilates is. Don't ask me.
No.
This is the heart of the Navajo Nation, is Canyon de Chelly, and in the heart of, it's a very long canyon, a very deep, long canyon. There's actually twin canyons, and their history has taken place in those canyons. But deep in the heart of that canyon is a I can't even give words to that.
I'll say it's Mother Weaver. Yeah. I don't want to put words.
Right, I got you.
It's
too.
How far?
How far is it?
Is she in the canyon?
No, how far is it?
It takes you about 2.5 hours, 2 hours to get to her.
To walk?
Driving.
Driving.
No, a guide drives you in.
Oh, okay.
We have a guide.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's about a 4-hour drive away from here.
It's like a 5. Oh yeah, it's about
I'm
4
gonna
hours from here.
I'm gonna have to come by on the way back and sit down and get some information.
Yeah, please do.
Because obviously, and I know Arkansas is also, there's so many PowerPoints, and some of the PowerPoints, as I've understood it, are kind of re-emerging. So, like for instance, in Arkansas, there's a triangle there, and this is my feeling or what I've been told, whatever we call that stuff, that it's re-emerging.
Yes. The
crystal bed's re-emerging. In fact, it's a funny story. When I was coming here, nobody knew I was coming to Sedona because it was, like I told you. And I'm wondering. I'm like, the first 3 hours, I'm like, what am I doing, It looks like total chaos. And so I tried to go live on the multi-stream on the phone, and people were saying you can't hear your voice. And so I called my friend, let's test it on Messenger. We start talking, and it's working. And she said, but I got to tell you something. I had a communion last night, and as soon as I started, I was in the Saddleback Mountains here in Sedona. And she goes, and then I went through the Rocky Mountains, and I was in Arkansas at the Ozarks where the Soulogy Fest is going to be. So I immediately, the golden part, the golden starts, and I'm like, okay, do you know where I'm headed right now? She's like, you got to be kidding me. You going to Sedona? I'm like, yeah. So I think this is part of it too. Like these things that we do, like you coming over here, you couldn't come right away. You came when she was finishing the circle. You can't make this shift up. You just can't. So these things that we're doing, I feel, are the great activators. Like I feel that these conversations to me are the highest downloads, channelings, transmissions, and activations we can have now, because we are that now. So
we're placing the codes before us. I mean, we get these stories. So a year before I met Linley, 5 years ago, I did a heart tantrika course, and I had to, in one of the exercises, I had to go to a set of stairs leading in the ground and ask which goddess was going to kind of take me down the stairs. And I heard this big booming in my head, I am Gaia. I'm like, oh, Gaia herself is actually first time ever talking to me.
Wow.
I walked down the stairs and I can see in front of me is this crystal skull. And I can't see the base because it's like all shimmery, but I also know that there were another 12 around me. But they were also shimmery and phasey. And this one said, it didn't literally speak, but Gaia still speaking. She said, this is the one they haven't found yet. And whether that's a physical interpretation. So a year later, I meet Linley, who says, I knew that I was in Sedona, by the way, at when I was at the stairs. I could see I just knew the hills. I've never been to Sedona. I've never been to this part of the world. And I met Linley a year later, and I'm like, oh my God, that crystal skull now is talking to me, because I have crystal skulls.
Right.
And now it's talking to me, and it hasn't stopped talking to me. So whether it's here or it's being activated by our presence, I don't know. I wouldn't like to say, but I feel that this is relevant to just say out loud. But
exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. The things that we're saying and doing. Because look, I always tell people on the show, like, how do we all end up here? All the crazy people, I say it all the time. We get comments and messages every day. I'm so glad I found Soulogy. There's no doctrine, by the way, no dogma. It's just people come together, be yourself, and it's a platform for the voices of the Mother Goddess that needs to come out in all of us. But they'll say, I thought I was the only one. I thought I was alone. Yeah. And so the talking about these things is gold. It's absolute gold. Yeah. And then these things that we're doing, I don't know. I feel the same. Is when we go places, it's both ways. Yeah. We're activating, we're being activated. Yeah. And in that space comes the new creations, right? Yeah. That's the way I see it. And we're in the creation mode now. So.
We are. I'm feeling it. It's like really building up.
Yeah. Did you want to sing a song? Did you want to sing a song?
Should we sing a song?
Do you sing?
Do you want to sing a song?
You sing in light language.
I do some light language.
Yeah, let's do some light language.
I think.
If you want to.
I don't know.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. So today is in the time that I've been in Sedona. Today is the day that Sedona got us and we got Sedona. So up to now, it's been a little bit disjointed and a little bit energy. It was like it felt fragmented, and we didn't quite know where we were going, what we were doing, what we should be doing, and the energy of it. And today, this morning, it made sense. We got up, we had a great conversation. It's like, it's not about being accepted, it's about being present. So today we're present in Sedona. Even the past couple of days we weren't enough of. So I'm feeling that the point of those words are about presence and about allowing yourself to sit in whatever presence comes. And so I just want to breathe into my heart space. I want to just invite everybody just to be in this presence and allow these beautiful mountains, this beautiful water, the air here, and the codes that are coming in, and from Taos, from New Mexico. It's really important. I want to bring New Mexico and Santa Fe, this journey. Okay. Yeah, esta na ma urse na irma or ekia na yarata urma sa ur enoye ema or ir and ya maka kai eke sa une ene urme ana urme ke and you That's from Chief Morningstar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny because.
Oh my God!
What? You
can't make it up, right?
I know.
You can't make it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have a saying like the human's always the last one to know.
Yeah.
Kind of like the God's laughing kind of thing, but.
Yeah. Wow.
But we're starting to figure out what's happening almost on the spot. Like when I first got here, the first 3 days, it was about 2.5 days. They kept showing me the energy and how in every single thing I was doing, as I would be here and collaborating or I'd meet someone or whatever I was doing, they were showing me how everything was converging. And it was kind of a laugh. Like, you know what? You can chill out now and just follow the yellow brick road because it's all converging anyway. It's bigger than all of you.
That's right.
So let go or be dragged.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that's what this feels like. Like, if you think about it, what are the chances that her and I would meet, that you and I would connect?
Yeah.
After not even talking for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We're still in the field together.
Absolutely.
You know? It's like you walked in the door and it was like yesterday.
It's just there. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I get that.
Right.
I get that.
And her.
I know. Great mother.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Incarnated. I love it.
It's
so humble.
I don't think I can speak. I don't think I can. The love and the acceptance that is in you, your gift to facilitate people just to be is so beautiful, Ted. I mean, I'm just so impacted by this great generosity of spirit, this great love that just is so accepting and so facilitating and just makes human beings mush and work. And it's just so beautiful. I'm very happy to have met you. And yes, who could have seen it coming?
You have to say that you have to know, and this will make total sense to you, that this is the story behind it is we all have our innate knowings, and I met one of the Mother's Own 7 years ago, who saw the potential and saw the shadow and saw the heart and everything. And it's through that manifestation of her, you know, the mother, the mirror for me, that I was able to consciously, because I told her for years, I don't want to do this forever. I want to go make music. I want to go build a network. You know, I got to show up every day and no matter how I feel, which 95% of the time I would do. But then I started to get it. And, oh, this is what you can do. You can show up supported by her, because that's what it is.
Absolutely.
You know? And of course, I have a physical representation of that. And all you have to do is pull it all together, everything that you're exposed to, and just push it out there. But
that's the great joke.
Yeah, I see it. The two girls, the two ladies that were on today. It was like you cannot plan for that moment. And there was two of them. One lives in a van for 3 years, homeless with her kids,
wow.
and the other still, you know, right in the middle of it, carrying one in her arms. I mean, you can't create those moments with the old structure.
No.
And so I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, my feminine is leading.
Yes.
My feminine
Beautiful.
is now leading.
Yes.
And I don't mean like, and it's a balance. It's just, she's on point, and my masculine is running right next to her.
Perfect.
And let me build it for you, baby.
Absolutely.
You know,
Let
it's
me
like
take
that.
your dream.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to go together. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a very wonderful comment, and I really appreciate it. But also, I want to give, you know, the truth out. You know, it's the story of us all, right? I mean, if it's not this way, it's vice versa, and ultimately, it's every single interaction we have with anything external, because it's all the universe out here. Mm-hmm. It's all hers, mm-hmm. right? But yeah, I just appreciate you saying that. That means a lot.
The presence of the mother is right there.
Mm. Yeah, that's what she told me. I got to tell you, I've told this story like 10 times since I got here, but y'all were probably there too. So I went to the mountain, like I told you, and the mountain said, you're not coming yet. So I went into the city, which is only like 100,000 people, but that's too many for me, because we lived in a small town. Mm-hmm. So I'm in a hotel, wondering, you know, when's the guidance going to come? So I was out all day. It was very hot. I was so tired. I had one night left in this room. I didn't know what I was going to do the next day. I came home. I'm like, I am so tired. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to take my clothes off. I'm going to get in bed. I'll wake up tomorrow, take a shower. As soon as I lay down, there was like this council of women. They're like, go take a shower. So I go take a shower. I come back. I wonder if I'm just tired. You know, I lay down. Boom, there they are. It's Morgan's over here, and some other familiar faces, and plenty that I recognize, but I can't even go down the list. Anyway, I had this encounter with them, and the first thing they said to me was, "You are one of us." And I said, "Yeah, well, why am I the only man here?" And then we had more of a conversation, which I won't get into because we talked about it. I talked about it before, but yeah. But again, I think it's important to mention these things.
Yeah.
Even like darting across diagonally New Mexico and stopping in Clovis at 10:30 at night to meet with someone I've never met. Just a wonderful mother energy that doesn't want to be on camera. She's like, no, don't put me on video. But every bit of it is relevant. And in fact, it's more than relevant, because it's activating when we give it the recognition,
presence,
and appreciation, you know, that it's part of us. Yeah. Yeah. It's been an honor to be with both y'all today.
Thank you so much. An unexpected pleasure.
Yes,
happy
absolutely.
7-7 Gateway.
Yeah, happy 7-7 Gateway, and I will promise you that Lisa and Soulogy will be doing more collaborations down the road. We don't know when.
We don't know.
We're not worried about it. And I'm going to stop in Taos on the way back and have a visit with this lovely, beautiful, you know, I don't have the word either now, but yeah, definitely. Yes. Stop by and because this is what needs to be seen. That's all there is to it.
We're all gathering, we're all coming together, all ages, all timelines, all frequencies, and we're making the next one together.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no separation.
That's right. You
Yeah.
better believe it. So teleportation is on my agenda for the next 30 days. I'm going to be focusing on that. Todd's lost his mind. Of course I have. How could you keep your mind in the presence of these beautiful ladies? So listen, everybody. We got Mary Rodwell will be with us in an hour and a half, I believe. I think that's right. 8765. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Another beautiful mother energy. You know, Mary Rodwell.
I do. Yeah. Beautiful.
So we'll be coming on with her in an hour and a half, and hopefully we'll reconnect. You know, I know we will.
We will.
So,
we will. Yeah.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd.
Peace out, everybody.
Beautiful.
See you